Okay, hello. I'm Rosie, this is Ruth.
Hello.
Care home manager at Palmerston Care Home in Westcliff. And I'm talking to Ruth this afternoon because I've had a few people say in their feedback about the training that it's a bit expensive and they're a little bit worried about how long it's going to take them to make their investment back. So I'm hoping that Ruth will be able to, not like convince you, but just establish why the demand in care homes is so big, and kind of what makes Join the Circle sessions in such high demand. So we're gonna try and do a little bit of an interview style. I've got notes down here. I've never done anything like this before.
No.
So we're just kind of winging it a little bit. But yeah, first of all, Ruth, if you could just tell everyone about like your background, your experience in care.
Okay. I've been in care for the last 20 years. I did start off as an activities coordinator myself when there was not that much around. We found it very difficult to source anything from the outside community. CQC was not that hot on activities in the care homes at that time. I'm now the manager at Palmerston. We have 22 residents. We are dementia registered, and we are now trying to incorporate our person-centred care by CQC regulations to keep people aware of what's outside in the community, keep people active, stimulated and fit.
I think that's quite important, isn't it? To keep that connection with the outside world and kind of...
It's very utmost from CQC as well, and also from the local council. Southend Borough Council also come in and inspect us, and they like to see that we do involve outside community to come in. It's not just having our activities done in-house with a bit of colouring, a bit of reminiscing, but it's having someone else who comes in. So when you come in, Rosie, they're stimulated, oh, Rosie's coming in today. So they are aware that they've got someone else that they can talk to. Not only for the activity side of things, but it's a different face.
It stops them feeling so isolated,
Very much so, yeah. The stimulation from the exercises on its own, as I said earlier, GPs recommend stimulated exercises. Low cardiovascular exercise is very good for our service users. It keeps them mobile. It helps with the mobility if they've recently had anything like a hip operation or wrist fractures, things like that. We get a lot of people with falls come in to us, and it also stimulates their sort of digestive, so it makes them hungry.
I hadn't thought about that.
So that is good for them. It makes them thirsty, so it encourages their nutritional intake. So it is important. It's not just a case of doing a bit of this and clapping and all that, but it also has an impact on their own system. So, and that is good for my carers, because if they're eating well and they're drinking well, that has a knock-on effect for their toileting, their sleeping habits and everything. So it's very important to have something that stimulates them to do something while they're sitting in their chair.
We were just saying, before we put the camera on, we were just saying about CQC and the kind of their new moves to kind of incorporate music, especially, and exercise in their, what do you call them? The
Chloes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Begin with a K. Any managers in the care homes will know that the Chloes have now been changing. CQC are looking to making person-centred care, specifically person-centred. A lot of care homes, the service users come in, the doors are closed, and they never see anything or do anything. So it's important that people understand that we need the support from organisations like yourself, not only for the exercises but all the other things that you provide as well. As I said, it keeps them stimulated. It also helps their peace of mind, and it encourages, we are dementia registered, so a lot of time the communication is very poor, and music brings that out on them, and that's a known fact. It's a scientifically proven fact that music is good for any age, for anybody, and with dementia it does bring them out. And the talking point when you go is, it's yes, they've enjoyed the exercise, they've enjoyed the music, but the music that you play is so varied that it also stimulates conversations afterwards. We've got people talking about things that we wouldn't even have known about unless you'd brought in that part of the music.
So one of the things that I try to do with the Join the Circle sessions is that I again, working on feedback, that I got from homes and from residents was that they were kind of getting a bit fed up with like Cockney songs and World War II songs, and they're just a bit like, oh, is there nothing else? So I've tried to do it from kind of like around the world and different eras, different cultures and that kind of thing. And like you say, it sparks the oddest conversation.
It does do, and you have hit a couple of times that you've got to remember that not everybody is British and do not come back from a Catholic background. We have got Jewish people here, and the one that you play for us.
We do have on a gear.
They all enjoy that, so that is something else, and that also highlights for us things that we didn't know. What you've got to understand, you're only here for half an hour. And you can put a lot in for half an hour. And this is going out for the ones that are saying that the cost effective. You've got to understand, in my area alone, in a 10-mile radius, we've got 78 care homes. That's just in the Westcliff area. We are all sourcing facilities like this to come into our care homes. It's good for them, but speaking as a manager, it's good on our paperwork for our CQC inspections. So you will find, as you know, because you're now helping 2 of my other care homes, we got you on there, and it's important for us to be able to source companies like yourself, organisations, for that half-hour time, because dementia only have a memory span, concentration span for that short time.
So when I first started doing these sessions, they used to be around 40 minutes.
Too long.
And people were asking me, when I cut it down to half an hour, I got a lot of homes going, oh, can you not do, everyone else does it for longer, they do like an hour, 45 minutes. And I asked them, I said, do you have full participation for the whole hour? And they're like, oh, no. And you think, well, what's the point then? So I generally find around 25 minutes is when people start to kind of go, oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
Or they'll be off toileting, or can I have a cup of tea or a drink or something. So they lose concentration.
Having that last song, and I keep the same song, I keep the last song the same every time, keeping that the same because they know it, and they're like, yeah, I'll push it for one more, and we get that last one.
That is important as well. Your prices are not expensive.
Thank you.
As a care home manager, I have sourced other people to come in, other so-called singers, activities where it's in-chair exercises, and we have had quotes of up to £190 for an hour.
That is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and that's great. I can do it once a year, but for you, it's regular. You come in every week, same time. It's in their program, and Rosie's coming. So it is something that they look forward to. It's something that is a set time, and it's a routine, regular feature.
There's a couple of things I wanted to come back to first. So while we're on pricing, so that's one of the questions I get asked a lot. How much can people charge for circle dance sessions? And what I recommend is to do 20 quid for half an hour for your first year. And I think that's fair, while you're getting to know everybody and that kind of thing. And then after a year, then you can put it up to 25, because I don't think that's too much of an increase. And it's kind of because of the experience that you've got from that home over the past year and that kind of thing, I think that's kind of fair. But keeping it, would you say that's relatively low compared to... That
is quite low, yeah.
But that means what I've found is that people can afford to do it on a weekly basis. And it kind of, it means that that is then sustainable over a long period of time, rather than just getting booked for random one-offs.
That's it.
So it kind of makes sense from a business point of view for you and for coordinators as well,
and word of mouth, because the managers do go to the local meetings with you, so they're
Ruth,
always
awesome. Ruth put me in I'm now do 3 of your homes,
and recommendation if you are doing something that is a good production for the care home, we will obviously word of mouth, or you need to contact this person, you need to contact, they're very, very well organised. What they supply is at a good costing level that's affordable, because activities always get put on the back burner for any organisation. It's good value for money.
Drawing on that, so one of the things that I like about circle dance sessions, and what I think is one of the reasons why they're so popular, is yes, you've got your actual physical movement, so you've got your physical well-being kind of ticked,
Yeah.
but the whole interacting with residents and that kind of thing kind of ticks the social well-being and the emotional well-being,
emotional, spiritual, physical, and sensation as well, because it is,
because everyone
it covers a lot. Again, CQC quoting, we have to cover them.
But that's what you're working for, isn't it? That's what you're working towards. That's why yes, obviously it's for the residents' benefit, and you want them to enjoy it as much as possible. But if you can get that and you can tick all those boxes for CQC, then...
And their self-esteem is then boosted. So when their families come in, we had a really good day today, we've done this, which is good for us. It is good publicity for you guys as well. So it is good all round for everybody's benefit.
Whoop, whoop. I'm just have a look here, see what else we've got. It's kind of... I wanted to talk a little bit about dementia specifically.
Yeah.
So what I found is that these sessions, because you can adapt them to suit a range of physical needs.
Yeah.
And because sometimes I don't even do it like so normally I explain the moves and then we do the moves and then it kind of goes. But if I'm in a not so much at Palmerston, to be fair, but if I'm at other homes where the dementia quota is quite high, I tend to just move and people tend to copy me.
They'll follow
anyway, and I think it's quite a good activity that you can do without need for verbal communication.
Dementia is on different levels, and if you're, it sounds like you're talking to medium to advanced levels of dementia, and we were saying about that, communication goes. So there is no spoken contact, and sometimes even instructions they can't understand, but they can follow movements. They go more onto the understanding of movement, sound, and then again that will stimulate them, and sometimes it can have a really, really good effect, and they can start picking up communication again. So it is important to put in place anything that we can do that maybe will bring back some of the things that they've lost because the dementia has taken it away. So dementia and Alzheimer's is very important for anything like this, and there are a lot of dementia care homes in this area.
Well, it's a growing issue.
Yeah, it is. They are stating that I think it's over 200,000 people are going to be diagnosed with dementia over the next 15 years.
Wow,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's just in this country. So dementia is worldwide. It is actually the highest population disease. It's overtaken all cancers. So it is very progressive, and the elderly are living longer.
Yeah.
So and that is again something that we've got to keep them supported with. Old age comes with loss of abilities with muscle tone, so stimulation in the chairs is good for them. Their mobility, their balance goes, they become unbalanced. So again, coordination skills are incorporated with the dance that you do. So it is really, really good for them. You're welcome.
I was going to say, what was I going to say? It's gone. Can't have been that important.
I will say, obviously with the pricing side of things, keep them low to start with. Warn the people that you're going to see that your prices do increase. I mean, if you're walking into a care home, the organisations like Strathmore Care or anything like that, judge and increase your price a little bit. The smaller private run care homes, we do struggle with our budgets, so you can sort of budget your costs to the care home organisations as well.
I do that a little bit.
Yeah, I would.
So I do that with my smaller independent homes, or people like you who are kind of, you've got three, and I think that's quite on the smaller end of chains and stuff, but where, I won't name any names, but there's a fairly big organisation that does care homes and their budgets are a lot higher. So I use that as a way of kind of balancing it out. So I do a couple of the higher price sessions and then I do a couple of the low price sessions. It kind of all evens out really. what I was going to ask you is, like kind of ignoring me being here, if you were looking for another join a circle coordinator, what kind of qualities do you look for? What's important?
We obviously need to be something. We need someone who's not shy. We need someone that can be maybe classed as a bit outspoken. You need someone who has got a bit of authority, because dementia sometimes can become to a point of out of control, so they need to be calmed down. So you do need to have a bit of authority in your voice.
And we do cover that in the challenging behaviour section of the coordinator training.
I'm glad you've got that in there, because it's important, obviously, to keep control of your circle as it goes along. So someone who is polite, well spoken. You have to have good communication skills. I'm not saying that you need to have a thesaurus or dictionary memory, but you do need to be able to communicate very well. And someone who is happy to jump about, make a fool of themselves, a clown of themselves, also adds to the sessions, and it makes people laugh and enjoy it better.
It's come up a little bit recently, actually, with kind of, because I tend to muck about a bit during sessions, and I kind of use it as an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of gets overlooked a little bit, especially kind of as you get older.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I've had a few. What tends to happen is if I go into a new home, I'll walk in and I'll be like, "Oh, we're going to do some dancing," and people go, "Oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that. Who's doing that?" But like, you kind of muck about a little bit, and you
have
have a little bit of a play.
You've got to break the ice.
And I think that it kind of breaks down, and people kind of get more. And if people enjoy laughing at themselves, and it's not something that they regularly do, I think once you kind of you have your personal boundaries changed, don't they?
They do. They have to.
If you're receiving personal care and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that is completely different. This side of it, you can have a bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke. You've got elderly people that are sometimes, the occasions they've been put into care homes is not very nice for them. They've had all control taken away, so they can lead to a miserable life. I've been put in here, my family don't want to look after me. They can feel very abandoned and lonely. So having that little bit of freedom to
it's like it gives them a little bit of autonomy back.
That's it. And to have a laugh, a joke, and act out of character. Yeah. Not the grandma or the grandpa.
They can just have a laugh and muck about, which is what I like about it anyway. Cool. Is there anything else?
No.
I think you want to say?
I would state that this is an important part of any care environment. We do need organisations like yourself coming in. It's very hard to source individuals that fit in, who are supportive to us, and the more of you there are, the better it is. So you pull them in.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For this afternoon. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
I think it's nice because I can tell everybody that it's wonderful till I'm blue in the face, but having someone who's experienced the benefits, I think that's really important. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
you for watching. And any questions or anything, drop us a line. I'll put them to Ruth, or I'll try and answer them myself. But yeah, thanks.